So, just like the last video with the Canadiens, we'll combine these two latest Red Wings picks because one of them is a goalie, so it's difficult to really project that. But the second pick is a very interesting one that we actually can talk about. But before we dive into that, let's talk about the 126th overall pick in the 4th round of the 2024 NHL Draft. It is Landon Miller out of the Sioux Greyhounds in the OHL. Now, it's easy to see here, OHL goalie, 18 years old, 6'5", 194, left-handed catcher. He's a big dude, and he was taken in the 126th spot. He was ranked 229th by Future Considerations and the 6th best North American goaltender from NHL Central Scouting. Now, it's really difficult to project how well these OHL goaltenders will perform into the long term. It's been pretty much a mixed bag for a lot of these CHL goalies the past few years, but for Landon Miller, what you're really betting on is his improvement, because last year in 22-23, he had an .817 save percentage and a .665 goals against in 5 games. Really bad numbers. This year, though, he improved up to an .889 save percentage, but a .279 goals against in 30 games. He had an okay goals against average. Like, 279 isn't the worst in the world. This save percentage is pretty meh, though, so we'll take a look and see how exactly his career is going to progress. He did have 17 wins and only 6 losses, so he did have a very positive record on the Greyhounds this recent season. But either way, Landon Miller is indeed a Detroit Red Wings prospect. He's adding on to the system of goaltenders that is already a part of this team. He may not be a Trey Augustine, he may not be a Sebastian Cossa, but he is a guy that will still continue to develop in the CHL. We'll take a look at him and his career as it progresses forward. Interesting to note, too, this isn't the first time he has played for the Detroit Red Wings. He was a part of them during the Brick Invitational Tournament in 2015-16, all the way back when this guy was 10 years old. So that's a pretty good tidbit of information there, but he is not the only Red Wings pick we wanted to talk about in this video. He was 126, as we had said, but if you go over to the 5th round, take a look at the next up Detroit Red Wings selection, 144th overall, John Whipple out of the US NTDP. So, just like Max Plante, whom the Red Wings took earlier in the draft from the NTDP, they're sticking out with the American program with Whipple, who is a left-handed defenseman, 6'1", 194, and he's a defensive defenseman, heavy hitter, and a mobile guy. He was ranked in the 58th overall spot by Tony Ferrari. Future Considerations had him at 142, Daily Faceoff 119, so you could say that if the 144th overall spot is pushing it, yeah, no, this is a pretty good steal if you wanted to say that, because John Whipple is a defensively minded transition defenseman who doesn't produce many points. He had 17 in 61 games played this season, but he does have a really stable, projectable frame in his game. Whipple generates significant power on the back pedal and maintains his speed through pivots, making him a strong rush defender. He forces attacks wide and then explodes across and hammers opponents into the boards. He's got aggressive net front defense and flashes of deceptive, fast retrievals which give him a lot of defensive versatility. This is one of these guys where you're not really going to get too much value out of him if you're looking at just point totals, but the way he moves, the way he's able to read plays in his own zone, and how physical he is, all combined for a very interesting package of a guy that could be a nice middle 4, let's say bottom 4, shutdown defenseman. So for the Red Wings, they got themselves one guy in Max Plante, who is a great passer out of the NTDP, and now they've got that defensive defenseman out of the NTDP as well, whilst taking a goaltender from the OHL in the process. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these two Red Wings pickups, Landon Miller from the Sioux Greyhounds and John Whipple from the US NTDP. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.